morning, and welcome to another episode of Hard Factor presented by the Barstool News Network. It is Monday, March 2nd, 2020, and Pat is back.
Hey, guys.
How you doing, Pat?
Sorry I missed the last 2 shows last week. It's good to be back.
I don't see a laptop.
No laptop here, much to the chagrin of the haters that think I faked a laptop injury to get a new laptop.
I love that. Has anyone looked into whether he came on board with a broken laptop?
Yeah, they're probably going to tell me it's because I'm a lib and I'm trying to take advantage of social services. But I'm not that type of lib, assholes.
Probably so. I think we're going to get into it. Yeah, so you're back from the seat, lean back, heard around the world that broke your laptop, and then a long weekend at the Sherwood Forest Fair, an Austin classic.
By the way, Ren Fairs, guys, come on. I didn't know.
You're a big fan?
Was that your first one? I've never been to any.
You got to go, Will. You got to go.
I think I would enjoy them. I could be into that.
I didn't dress up. I went as a I did dress up. I went as a time traveler.
How much weed did you consume?
I just a couple hits from my vape dog, but I didn't need much of it, to be honest with you.
Just sucking down the meads?
Mostly because my vape
just
battery
the energy
was low.
gets you high, Will.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's horny there. It is so horny.
Really?
The Ren Fair, everyone wants to fuck at the Ren Fair.
Well, they're all in costume.
Well, back in the day, people fuck.
And there's kind of like a furry Renaissance person hybrid out there too.
Huh.
To give you an idea of how horny.
Furry pic.
Yeah.
So Pat's going to go first. He's going to tell us the saga of the broken laptop, which made national news over the weekend. So this is a national headline. And then Mark and I will take us through a lightning round of other headlines. So Pat, get us going.
All right, boys, this is our first viral. We've had posts go viral, but this is our first viral of our behavior going viral or things happening to us. So
right.
Yeah.
Kudos to the Hard Factor boys first and foremost.
And kudos to you for getting your laptop smashed.
Right. So here's what happened.
Kudos to the guy in 13A, really.
Fucking that piece of shit. That rich piece
Guy's
of shit.
the best.
In
It wasn't my
13A.
laptop. I owe this guy a thank you.
So here's what happened. So I'm flying to Los Angeles on Wednesday for some non-Hard Factor related business, and I'm on Delta has free messaging, and I want to say this first. I'm flying Delta. I'm a Delta loyalist. I love Delta. I'm a silver medallion member. I'll be gold this year. Well, I might not, but I was on track to be gold this year. But Delta has free messaging on the phone. So I'm on the free messaging on the phone, and I'm watching our text thread. And Trump had tweeted about wanting to appoint a coronavirus czar, and
Yes.
Mark, who's the best man for the job, or at the time,
Thank you.
said, "I'll take that job," and gave a couple reasons on Twitter why he should. Right.
Well, I asked for the job on Twitter, but then I gave you on the text thread a couple reasons, like I'm 75% gambler on Predict It.
Yeah.
I've only bought illegal drugs, not sold them.
It was a hilarious gag.
Yeah, I had like 5 bullet points for my resume for this.
So I'm sitting there thinking, how do we get Mark this job? And I was like, you know what I'll do with this flight time is I'll create Mark what's called a campaign like palm card.
Right.
And you've seen these before. It's what door knockers put on your door. It has the candidate's face.
And Pat, I'm sorry. Let me apologize to Mark real quick. I called it a gag. I know you really had your hopes up to get the job.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't hear you call it a gag. Fuck you for saying that.
Yeah, I wasn't going to waste my time
What?
building a campaign palm card for Mark to not get the job as coronavirus czar.
I had my hopes up.
So there I am, midway through this palm card, and look, things move fast on the Hard Factor text thread. So I'm just hoping that I'm able to get this graphic done before Corona czar gets appointed, and on the flight later on, a Corona czar got appointed. But before I even got to finish my fucking palm card, this piece of shit in 13A says, "Oh man, I'd like a little bit more space," and reclines and crushes my 15-inch MacBook Pro.
Oh, that had to be the worst feeling.
Yeah.
I fucking financed this thing because when we started this goddamn podcasting job that we love so much, we have to edit all these videos. So I had to get the fastest computer on the market. It's like a $6,000 computer.
You've been really, really bragging about that computer. You love it so much.
It's great.
It's your prized possession.
It was a nice.
It was a nice
RIP,
computer.
It was a nice computer.
So
That was a nice one.
he leans back, and what had happened was in the tray tables, right? And I'm blaming Boeing here. It was Boeing 730 something.
Design flaw.
Yeah. So
they have a few design flaws with that.
Yes, they
with
do,
that
Will.
line.
I know.
Yeah.
Which
The A team's passed away. It's a new generation at Boeing.
only proves my case. This guy leans back. My laptop is kind of there's like a little lip where the latch comes down on the tray table back, there's a little lip, and my laptop just
that's where you get your laptop destroyed. That's
it fits
that's what it's
perfectly
there for,
in that lip.
Yeah.
The laptop crusher. Lip.
Yeah. That's if you want your laptop crushed, you put it right in there.
I was in the photoshopping zone. This guy leaning back, it was instantaneous, just destroyed my fucking laptop. And I freaked out. I lost my shit.
Yeah.
I was very upset. I was like, what the fuck? And the guy turned around. He's like, whoa. I was like, you just destroyed my laptop, bro. And look.
So this was like Anchorman when you threw
Yeah,
when you threw a burrito at Jack
What
Black.
do you love? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm throwing a fit, and the flight attendant comes over, and she's a lifer. She's in her 60s. She's been flying Delta for God knows how long, and she comes over to see what's going on because I'm making a commotion, and she is like, I guess, assesses the situation. Now, keep in mind, you look down, my laptop screen is cracked. It looks like total trash.
You sent us a picture. It's finished.
Right. So
Absolutely destroyed.
this woman comes over and she's like, he has to be able to recline, like talking about the man in front of me.
Immediately defends him.
Yeah, immediately defends him. And I'm like,
what a great line from her. Just coming in and immediately dogging the guy that had his fucking laptop destroyed.
yeah, I'm looking at this old lady. I'm like, look, I know that you're confused about what this piece of technology is, but it's a laptop and I need it for my job. But she goes right to defending this guy, and I'm like, lady, I know he needs to be able to recline. I'm just saying it fucking destroyed my laptop. And she goes,
Right.
she touches the recliner on the shoulder and says, sir, are you okay?
Oh man.
And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
She finds out for some information from him and gives an announcement. She's like, the man in 13A just went through a traumatic experience. He's a former vet, and we should give a round of applause for him.
Right. Look, okay. So I'm fucked, and I'm going out for some pretty important meetings in Los Angeles. I'm not going to get to make Mark's coronavirus campaign card.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I
Messed up your
have no
business
laptop
plan.
for the show tonight. So I'm pissed, right? So what do? I send a tweet out, and here's my tweet, guys.
Yeah.
And this is look, again, and keep in mind, Delta does have free messaging, but it doesn't apply to the tweets. So I did have to buy the flight pass, which is okay. It was $7 worth well spent. Here, I'm pulling it up here.
Nice.
So I tweeted. Hold on, I'm going through. There's a lot of mentions here. At Delta, small note for the suggestion box. Maybe have a little warning sign or some way to prevent my laptop from being destroyed when the person in front of me reclines their seat with a photo of my laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
It was an impressive photo too. I mean, Delta really. It's not a good look for Delta to see that picture.
No.
With their name there.
yeah, and then and I also called out the flight attendant.
Second worst thing to a dog being like just like a picture of a dead dog in the overhead.
It was bad.
It's not great.
Guys, kudos to the Hardo Hive because the Hive and the Stoolies jumped on it and started adding Big Cat. And
Smart.
At the time, right around when I landed, it had maybe like 100 ats, 100 mentions on the tweet. And then Big Cat came in and was like, Pat, is this you? I need a verification before we go skull fuck Delta. And I was actually on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So I tweeted
Because
a
I
photo.
think he only technically does this, only helps out for verified users. Usually.
I think I was a little jab at me. That's okay.
This is an exception case. So
But Big Cat came through in the clutch. Just his tweet made this shit go fucking viral. It has like 5,000 likes, 500 retweets, and it created a lot of national news.
And the blog was great too. Yeah,
Thank you.
You blogged it. You blogged it and put it out there.
I also blogged-
Wes helped you put
he
it
blogged
up
it from
since
his
you
cell
didn't-
phone, and he was like, "Can you guys
Yeah.
tidy this up for me?" Since I
Yeah,
can't
Wes
post it?
got it up for you.
And
Yeah,
Wes left a
thankfully.
couple typos in there. That's fine.
That's good. Well, I mean, hey, you
Hey.
got to leave a little flavor.
Wes
of the
is like, "Hey,
original.
Marco, I don't do grammar edits."
He doesn't do grammar. But guys, here's what happened. So I tweeted that tweet, and I tweeted at Delta. Delta, how many Sky Miles does it take for me to buy a new MacBook Pro? Also, who should I email about this? You'll know it's me because it'll say sent from my iPhone on the bottom of the complaint email. And Delta,
That was a good burn.
Thank you.
The
That was a
iPhone.
strong burn.
Excellent burn.
Delta got back to me to say, hey, at Hard Factor Pat, talk to a gate agent when you get off the plane.
Oh, thanks.
So I get off the plane, talk to a gate agent.
That'll go well.
Yeah, they're like, oh, that's so terrible. Meanwhile, the piece of shit that reclined, he's standing over making a fucking phone call, mocking me. And he's so well dressed.
Wait, could you hear him like making fun of you over the phone?
He might have been saying anything, Will, but to me it was mocking me.
It's like in Peanuts, the wah wah wah. It's just insult.
Right.
The little dick guy in 14A got smashed.
And this piece of shit had the money. He had the money to upgrade to an exit row. 13A is an exit row. So good for you, you piece of lucky shit. Anyway, so the gate agent was nice. They put a little note in my thing. I go on with my day. I forget about it. Then the tweet goes viral. And I want to read some of the comments of this tweet.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you scroll up, Mark? Is that the first one?
Yeah, that's the first
Okay,
one.
so first of all, this is a DM. And a lot of people thought, first of all, that I was faking it. To all you motherfuckers, fuck off, you dumb pieces of shit.
No, trust us. Pat was going to help us edit one of our 3 shows he missed while he was in L.A. And he couldn't, so we had to work our fucking nuts off thanks to this.
But this guy DM'd
Wasn't
me.
fake.
Let's scroll up a little bit, Mark. This guy DM'd me because I think this is the guy in 13A because it's kind of like a brand new. It's at DL Jones 99291066. Sounds like a fake name.
New account this week.
Yeah. Why are you so stupid to blame the person in the seat in front of you? For your airlines cramming small seats, and if you didn't matter, they wouldn't allow the seats to recline. I read about you, but you're not stupid. However, you're acting like it idiot wrong with you and the guys at the front. You come. I don't understand.
Read the timestamp.
2:27 a.m. He was a little bit drunk.
He got drunk. He got drunk. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a great one. So a battle ensued on my Twitter. This is between at Dexis86. Dexis86 says, I'm a fat person. This happens to me all the time. I get it. And I don't know what he meant by that. Did he mean like he crushes laptops?
Well, yeah, I think
what? Yeah. Like, is he the victim or the crusher?
No, he's the crusher. By the way, we're gonna get into fat people on a plane later in the show too.
That's amazing.
Yeah, your right is not important than someone else. Someone in the front of you is not more important than yours. Who's in the wrong here for having rights? You saying the person
that's deep.
Yeah, you saying the person who's reclining as an asshole makes you the asshole for putting yourself above them, more important than them. At Colts fan NY doesn't like that. He says, no, it's the action of the asshole which triggers the negative response. I personally don't let the person in front of me recline.
Nice.
Knees up.
Yeah, he's got a blocker. He's got a device.
You can do it.
Yeah, he's got like a device like you put on your steering wheel.
Well, there's the knee defender.
Yeah, the knee.
They and others think that I am an asshole for blocking, but I equally think that they're an asshole for doing it. And Dexis86 says, that's about all I could expect from a Trump supporter.
Goes right to politics.
Oh, shit.
Goes right to politics.
There we go.
All right, Vaughn Buck, at Vaughn Buck, who's an idiot. Photoshop at its best. Seen lots of broken screens. None that look like this.
How many does he work on broken screens?
Dude, there's
he's Google imaging broken screens. Nah, none of these match up.
So many idiots thought it was fake.
It was not fake.
Right.
I was waiting on that.
So are you gonna? Is there any hope for you to get a new laptop?
Well, we'll get to that. Let me finish this last comment. Wow, dude. So this is at Morgan A Life USA. Wow, dude, this is awesome. I've always wondered if this is technically possible. Sorry, you had to be the one to prove it. So I appreciate that he was sitting there thinking not to put his thing under there.
Yeah,
it's just a freak thing.
You're a whistleblower. You expose this design flaw.
Right. So and here's some of the fallout, guys.
And Pat, to defend you calling him an asshole, what would you do when somebody breaks your $2,500 laptop? I mean, like your natural reaction is, "What's up, asshole? Why'd you do that?"
No, I know. I know.
Oh, if I had a drink, I would have poured it on his fucking head.
So Delta
started a fight.
Delta finally gets back to me and they say, "We're very sorry. Here's a $75 gift card."
That'll help.
When other people break other people's properties on the plane, not our fault. That was before it got picked up in the news. So it was on the front page of Yahoo News. It was on the front page of Daily Mail UK. It was on the front page of Sky Flying Life or some dumbass flight magazine. What else was it on? It's at the top, Mark. Can you go to the top? It was on a ton of news sites. CNN reached out today for an interview.
Yeah, are you going to do it?
I'm absolutely going to give. I wrote back to Delta. I said, Delta, the same network that made this thing go viral, I'm going to use to talk shit about you unless you replace my fucking laptop. And I got two calls from an unlisted number all the way to the top, Mark.
It's there.
An unlisted number.
We gotta move on.
It was a Delta. So it was Lad Bible, Popular Mechanics, Daily Mail, 9.com Australia.
Damn, everybody.
Yeah.
All the heavy hitters.
Yeah, one of them, however, said that I was working on a campaign flyer for a friend, and they didn't specify that it was coronavirus for Mark.
Damn, that sucks. Well, when you get on CNN, dap up the podcast for sure.
I will.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Don't recline in your seats without asking permission.
Yeah, I mean, let Pat.
Well, especially
story.
that fat guy that keeps crushing laptops. This happens all the time for me.
To me all the time.
He just is waiting for the noise. He reclines. He's like, "Oh, it didn't happen." What the fuck? Right.
Oh shit. Well, Pat, hopefully, your CNN interview will help. So.
Thanks, buddy.
Yes.
All right, let's take it over to the lightning round. So first up, a little airing of grievances I've got to do here. So Pat, speaking of Big Cat in that last story, the hero of that story, really, the other half of Pardon My Take hosts, Pro Football Talk commenter, a.k.a. PFT, is another hero of ours, of course, who we all love and appreciate. We've known him for a long time. He gave us our shot to work at our dream jobs, to be podcast hosts at Barstool Sports, but I've got just a couple notes for him. Yeah, so he's talking a lot of politics these days on his show, Pardon My Take. And I've sent him some texts recently saying that he needs to come on our show to do that, or generally talk politics more with us when he gets that itch, since after all, this is a show about politics. His show is supposed to be about sports.
Right, or if you're talking politics, maybe shout us out, right?
Well, sure, but more so, it's been about 6 months since he's been on, so more so just
a long time,
come on, engage with us more about politics if you're going to talk about it all the time. So I've been bugging him about this for the last few weeks and texting him and shit. So this time he told me to go off. So here are my points. I've got 3 points. So in that same text thread, he also said he didn't remember bringing up politics on Friday's Pardon My Take. And so I went back and listened to Friday's episode, and Medicare for All jokes were flying early and often. Pro Football Talk commentator is now talking so much politics he doesn't even remember he's doing it. And folks, it's a serious issue when the show's informal slogan is stick to sports.
Right. I agree, Will. Thank you for fact checking the show.
They call him P. Leftist.
Yeah. He's a lib.
Right. So number 2, in the time since PFT has come on Hard Factor, which was 6 months ago, as mentioned earlier, October 14th, politics has been used several times for his submission on the Pardon My Take segment, Hot Seat, Cool Throne. And I've got a suggestion that next time he wants to submit a political segment for his sports podcast, that he instead just route that piece over to, Hard Factor, his political pod. Very simple suggestion.
I agree.
You guys think so?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. What's your third point?
No, I think you should do it all on PMT and never mention us. I disagree with you, yeah.
Why do you hire us to do the political podcast and then just talk politics in your sports show?
So far I'm with you. Will.
You guys raised some good questions. And so my final point here is, while I was doing my research, listening to Pardon My Take, I came across a story PFT told a couple weeks ago, an amazing story about when he stole a dolly full of beers at South by Southwest one time.
Wow.
I mean, what a story. What a story. But the thing is, PFT wasn't there. His dead brother, Eric, was across the street listening to Sum 41.
With me.
With Mark.
I was next to him across the street watching this.
Yep, while me and our mutual friend Colin were the ones confiscating the beer dolly and securing it to the getaway car in the alley where Mark and PFT.
Yes, you guys had
Eric.
you had like suspenders on and you tucked in your shirts and you went over there and grabbed a clipboard and pretended like you were part of the delivery team on the truck and you just stole a bunch of beers on a dolly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But PFT and Eric and I, we just watched safely from afar, giggling, and then pulled the car around.
Now, PFT wasn't there. It was his dead twin brother, Eric.
Right.
Yeah, and so this same kind of mix-up happened before with the bagel shop, where he walked out before his shift started because it was so busy. Well, actually, that was Hard Factor Wes who did that.
It's tough. It's tough, Will, because we've been writing for PFT our whole lives by just living around him.
Correct. So you write what you know, and I get it. I get that happens. But in those cases where you want to reminisce about the good old times with the Hard Factor boys, at least toss us a shout out there, or better yet, come back on the pod to discuss those kinds of things and politics more frequently than once every 6 months. Those are my notes. Thank you, boss.
I got a note. I got no.
You
problem.
requested me to go.
I got no problem with PFT, and thank you for the shot. I love doing this more than a different job, but I'm a little conflicted because Barstool as a whole, it seems like, has shifted from no politics to yes politics with all the debates. Everyone's fucking tweeting about it and blogging about it.
Well, of course, it's
and
election
that's
year.
cool. That's cool. It's election season, but maybe we get an endorsement that we are a pretty successful show, and you can push us over to the edge to become a very successful show by endorsing us, people like Dave, instead of just saying no politics, and then when you decide to do politics, you do politics, but you pretend like we don't exist because.
I don't want to sound whiny here.
No,
we just need to get more in the mix. We just need to get more in the mix.
We're going to get more in the mix, but it just seems like now is the time. So it looks like it's acceptable now. So I don't know.
But
we're on our 400th show.
After Big Cat
almost.
helped my tweet go viral, I think I might be changing my allegiance.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Let's just shift to Big Cat.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
fair
Big
enough.
Cat. If PFT doesn't do anything about this airing of grievances, I might be hitting you up for some help. So
that's fair. All right, guys.
Thank you, Big Cat.
Yeah, thanks, Big Cat. All right, guys. This story is near and dear to our hearts, which beat too frequently because blood is pumping through our bodies at a pressure comparable to someone getting a running start face first down an impressive water slide.
Every time I go to the doctor, every single time, they're like, "So your blood pressure's a little high. Are you stressed out?"
Oh,
I'm like,
it's,
"Yeah,
it's white coat blood pressure.
It's acute. I drank some caffeine.
The blood
before I
pressure
came
thing
in."
on your arm just bursts. It just breaks.
They keep
I
being
would
like,
say,
do you want to start the medication? I'm like, maybe
Get
next
this
time.
thing off my arm.
white coat syndrome is the best excuse.
It's a good excuse, but it's
Every
not.
time. Every time. I don't know what it is.
That's not a thing though. So did you guys hear about the family of 3 women from New Zealand, a mom and her 2 adult daughters, the Arepas, that were denied their business class seats they paid for on a Thai Airways flight because they were too fat?
Didn't hear about that.
Did not.
Okay, so what they did is they purchased business class seats thinking there would be more room in those seats than coach. But Thai Airways plane has a design flaw, and their seat models don't allow for seat belt extenders in business class seats. So they made the 3 women get up, move back to coach, and shuffle things around, where they publicly handed them several seatbelt extenders in what's got to be a pretty embarrassing 20-minute stretch for the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, their story went viral as they were pretty upset about it.
They were flying to Thailand?
I don't know. They're on Thai Airways, but they were from New Zealand.
How did they do it? Was it like a picture like Pat did?
I didn't get into it because this story is more.
picture of a
This
seatbelt.
story is more about all fat people than just these 3 fat ladies. This is a big problem, and it's only getting worse as airlines are constantly shrinking the size of their seats to make it an anxious nightmare for fat people to fly as they walk down the gate to their plane. They're like, "Oh God, I hope the buckle fits. I hope nobody audibly sighs when they're sitting next to me. Just roll me off the plane." It's not great.
Terrible.
I don't trust anyone who's that fat and flying to Thailand. I'm just saying that what's their business there? What's their business there?
Well,
Something nefarious.
Right, Pat. I was saying before the show, the best diet is to just fly a lot, because every time you fly,
But
you
Pat,
feel like such a
that is true.
fat
That's
piece
true.
of shit that
Yeah,
you just want to lose weight. And then, if you're flying to Thailand, maybe, you don't want to be big for that flight.
That's a fact, Will. And these people are from New Zealand, Pat. So they're
No, I know. Why are they going to Thailand? It's
Well,
not
'cause
Asian countries are not for fat people. They're not. They're just
Well.
from my
Well,
experience.
I'll say this: long
Except for
flights
sumo wrestling.
are subpar environments.
That's
for
true.
Extremely fat people,
Airlines, they're not great. Airlines intentionally make it difficult and make sure it takes time and money and effort for you to travel comfortably as a fat person because they're there to make a profit, says Annette Richmond, who is a body positive activist and the founder of Fat Girls Traveling.
Yeah, someone who no one wants to sit next to on an airplane.
Yeah.
Fat girls traveling.
Fat girls traveling.
Just fucking look. I'm fat.
Sign
it
me up.
sucks. You guys are fat.
Sign
it's
me up for that
terrible.
one.
Yeah, the
You feel
size
bad.
of me. When
feel-
somebody sees me coming down the aisle, it's just like the gasps. Like if it's a Southwest flight,
I'm
I
just
mean, people are
expecting
just
someone
like,
to take out the gun they snuck on and shoot themselves in the head with it.
Yeah,
the
but don't
looks
start a
of
blog about it.
disgust on these people's faces.
Fat girls traveling. Fat flyers in the U.S. should just move to Canada, though, guys, as travelers flying on domestic flights within Canada who need 2 seats can get the cost of the second seat refunded if they have a doctor's note. So all you need to do
really?
is go to the doctors and say, "Hey, doc, can you provide me with a
you
note
give me
saying
2
I'm a big
seats?"
fat idiot so that I can flash it around in public at the airport? You know what? Just staple the fucking note to my fat face right here. I don't need to see. I'm too fat to appreciate anything."
You know, the doctor feels conflicted about writing that note.
He's holding it up like a badge.
I need the note, doc. Lauren Haber-Jonas, founder of Part and Parcel, a community platform and online retailer for plus-size women, says there are statistics all the time that say 80% of people in the United States hate plus-size people. So maybe PFT isn't that 80%, and if we lose weight, he will come back on our podcast.
Yeah,
That
good
could be
call,
it.
PFT.
Yeah.
That could be it. Could be it. We have been getting very fat recently.
I definitely want to lose weight after doing research on this article. It was the worst. It was the worst reading about this. All right, that's it.
All right. We got one coming from the Silver State. So this one's close to home for me in many ways. I read in the Nevada Independent that the Silver State, that is Nevada, is considering changing their DUI laws as they relate to cannabis. So right now, the state says about half their fatal crashes have drivers with one or more impairing substance in their system, but don't know much more than that. And the current Nevada law is a DUI if you have at least 2 nanograms per milliliter of Delta-9 THC in the blood, or 5 nanograms per milliliter of metabolite 11T, blah, blah, blah.
Those
it's a
good
bullshit.
THCs?
Yeah,
But you
what's
can
that?
only test it in the blood, right? Like,
Right.
yeah.
It's a bullshit arbitrary amount, and it's generally only applied in an instance where you've committed another probably much more serious crime, like accidentally, like manslaughter or something like that. And the state wants to be able to serve you with a DUI because they suspected marijuana had something to do with it.
Did you molest these children while high? Be honest with me.
Kind of like that type of a situation, right? So Democratic Assemblyman Steve Yeager, who's chairing a committee developing recommendations for the marijuana DUI laws to be changed in Nevada, thankfully said, quote, "None of the evidence that was there made me think that we've had any sort of dramatic increase in traffic incidents. And I think we're more aware that people are using cannabis, and we're more aware of the poly drug use where people are using multiple substances. I think it's really hard to come up with a correlation. Even in the other states, some of the data was presented. I thought it was really unclear." And so other states have looked at changing their laws too. Michigan did a similar study and recommended that officers be able to just determine case by case who's impaired instead of setting like an official amount, because it's
Right.
like really hard to say based on tolerances and stuff.
Right. That makes sense. But I do, obviously, everyone here on Hard Factor is pro legalization of weed. We all smoke weed here. I do think, and I've been saying for years, that they need some, and it might take a while.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
They need some test for a DUI for weed.
Something.
Nah, bro, I drive better on
Right.
weed.
People that say I drive better on weed are idiots.
No,
and,
bro,
and it
more
doesn't
focused.
it does impair you. So I
Well,
think
the hard part about that, Mark, is they have to develop a test that tests how high you are.
No, I know. I understand.
So-
I'm not saying I know how to fix it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not offering any suggestions other than the fact that it's fair to say that you should get arrested if you're too high and driving impaired.
Right. Yeah. It's still a DUI. It's still an impairing substance, right?
No,
and even
nope.
well, even the FDA, these are the people who are supposed to set these regulations. Basically, they say that people should not drive after taking the medication Marinol, which is a FDA approved THC compound. Quote, until it is established that they are able to tolerate the drug and perform such tasks safely, unquote. So
Right,
even
like
the
me-
FDA is saying you
Well-
can adapt to it.
I took my driving test high, therefore I should be able to drive high.
Well, taking
that-
the test
yeah.
high, were you driving the test?
No, but I'll tell you what, I trained high, so I studied high, so I smoked before the test because it makes
That
me...
was my theory in rugby, my entire rugby career. So
No, I'm saying, bro, but I took the test high, so
I test better high.
yep.
yeah,
I drive better high.
exactly.
I do, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm hoping that Assembly Member Yeager is successful on modifying the law to be more adaptive for regular users, because I'm assuming that my blood level is like 50 times that amount on a regular basis. So
Resting. You're
Yeah,
fucked.
exactly.
You can't drive.
when I'm stone sober, I'm above the limit. Yeah. So
yeah. This
okay.
impacts. You need a driver now.
yeah.
Now we really need endorsements from HQ because we need to make enough money to have drivers.
That's true.
right.
do
Yeah.
need
We're be able to
drivers.
take Ubers everywhere because I'm gonna get one of these things. Okay.
We'll share them with our listeners, too. If we see you on the side of the road, we'll pick you up. We're not being elitist. We just can't drive, and we're just too high.
We're too irresponsible.
We're too high.
Yeah. All right. Let's take it over to the predicted
Can't fly
bets
either.
minute real quick. Joe Biden. He crushed South Carolina over the weekend, fellas, winning about as handily as Bernie in Nevada with like 48% of the vote or something, setting up a contentious Super Tuesday. And the only stocks that I've dumped since the South Carolina pummeling were North Carolina. So we
I
did
dumped
our
those
picks.
two.
We did our picks on a Predicted Pick show that it's on our YouTube channel. So go watch that. We're going to be doing that weekly. And
Yeah,
I've dumped
I
North
lost the
Carolina.
long shot. That's my bad. Money Mart fucked up the long shot bet, but a long shot's a tough pick.
Unless
Yeah.
you're me.
Yeah, of course it was long odds. Long odds.
It's my bread and butter.
So Pat, I don't know. Have you picked your name on the show yet? Is it?
I don't know yet. I'm building my costume right now.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what it is.
I'm
You'll be on the next one.
I'm rooting for Peacock Pat.
It's a little
Yeah,
it's a
me
little
too.
different than that, but it's gonna be good.
Okay. All right. Anyways, Mayor Pete dropped out on Sunday to clear the way
It's
for
Big
more
Thicket.
Biden
My
votes.
name is Big Thicket.
Big Thicket?
And I'll
Nice.
explain why on the show.
Nice. I like it. Big Thicket. All right. Sounds good. So Mayor Pete dropped out on Sunday to clear the way for more Biden votes. A team player for the Democratic Party, as always. So get your bets in now for all the action going down on Tuesday. 14 markets to play in one day. Go to predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20 to get your first 20 matched on us in the stock market of politics. Actually, it's more like 50 markets to play.
Yeah, because
14
there's second
states closing.
places, there's
Yeah.
margins of victories.
Right.
There's like 50 to 100 markets.
Right, so it's just insane
amazing.
amounts. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
amazing.
Gambler's paradise right now
Yes.
in there. So get in there, get your free 20 if you want to play.
March Madness starts now for Predict It. It's a prelude to the basketball March Madness. All right, guys, it's been a rough week for Michaela Spielberg. Remember her?
Well, I mean,
Why?
yeah,
She's sitting home getting paid, touching herself.
Yeah, well, first she had to deal with, her judgmental father, Steven, giving her crap for being a solo porn star, Pat, after everyone found out she was one because she promoted herself.
Who cares? She's getting paid to masturbate.
And
Good
now
for her.
she's just been, I wish I would got to be so
a millionaire.
rich. If I had a penny.
oh man, nobody would pay to see that. Nobody would pay to
And
see any
now-
of us
Someone
doing
would.
that.
No, I mean, I
niche for
don't even
everyone.
want to show it to people. I'm just saying if like magically a nickel fell out of the sky every time.
I do. I've got it documented, every single one of them.
And look, she's just been arrested for domestic violence. So tough
Oh, no.
week. Michaela, who's 23 years old, was arrested approximately at 6:30 a.m. on Saturday morning and admitted into the Hill Detention Center in Nashville. So that's either like she stayed up all night or she got up really early to get in her physical fight.
No, there was cocaine involved.
Right,
is my
6:30 a.m.
guess.
Saturday. Whew, that's early to get in a domestic violence dispute. You usually don't do that unless you're up all night. So that's
Speed too. It could be meth.
Michaela's partying. Michaela's fiance, Chuck Pankow, who is 24 years her senior at 47 years old.
And has a script.
Yeah, exactly. Confirmed the arrest too, but said the incident was a misunderstanding, Pat, and that no one is hurt, and that he's pretty pumped to be married to a Spielberg, even if she is the crazy one, and he's going to help prevent her from working her way out of the will. Some of that last stuff might have been made up or
It's
just
allegedly.
allegedly, but he did say it was a misunderstanding because he has a script, and that's gonna do it for Hard Factor. Pat's back, his laptop is back maybe tomorrow, we think, definitely by Super Tuesday evening.
No
where,
thanks
where I'm
to
sure
Delta.
we'll be doing something, right? We're gonna do something for Super Tuesday, like a live stream, maybe, probably.
Yeah,
Definitely.
definitely.
Wes will be back on tomorrow as well, as he was working all weekend at his other job because we were still a few thousand listeners a show away from being a juggernaut. So do us a favor and spread the word. Tell friend and foe to subscribe to Hard Factor on Apple Podcasts, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, basically everywhere. The boys are hungry for tomahawk steaks and 5-star reviews. Rest in peace, Mayor Pete, who dropped out of the race.
We also lost
Hopefully-
Tom Steyer.
Rest in
And
peace,
Tom
Tom
Steyer.
Steyer.
Yeah.
Hopefully everyone else had a great weekend besides those two. And most importantly, have a great fucking day.